Hey again, everybody. It's Rob Coble, career success coach here at Yellowtail, and I'm with Gregory Goguen, who has some great news for us. And I'm not going to say, I'm going to let you say, Greg.
All righty. After a long process, I did it. I got hired as a Linux system administrator for a company, GE Aerospace, right close to me in Lynn, Massachusetts.
Right on, man. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
I know you're like super excited, and you haven't even yet started. But tell us just a little bit about the process and everything.
I would like to say that it's an exciting process. I might even bore a bunch of people. It really was just, I have been inundated with LinkedIn messages from recruiters. I'm not complaining. And I just happened to get one from Insight Global. And, lately I've been feeling a little bit of the imposter syndrome. So, and down a little bit. So, but I said, you know what, let me give this one a chance. And he reached out. We had a great conversation. He, of course, then passed me on to his higher up, the person who actually holds the contract for the GE Aerospace, and we had a great conversation. And I think one of the key selling points for them was also how close I am, only 8 minutes drive away from the place. So I think that was really something they were excited about, someone who they were interviewing that also is not that far away from them as well.
Yeah.
Mind you, I was coming off a cold, so that also sort of affected my mood a little bit, but they were very patient and allowed me to interview. So it was just 2 recruiters and then straight from the right into the interview, and it was supposed to be 45 minutes, but after 30 minutes, I believe they were all in agreement that I was the candidate that they were looking for.
That's awesome, man. Well, yeah. Obviously, and we could talk about, we'll talk a little bit more about the imposter syndrome thing, because that's, pretty natural, I think. But obviously, you must have known some stuff. So do you felt like, with your time spent here at Yellowtail, that prepared you for this interview? Or
that basically the tools that they want me to have is everything that Yellowtail teaches. They were looking for someone that knew Ansible. They were looking for somebody that knew Podman, which of course is the containers, part of the new containers within Red Hat, which is something that they teach for the certification, as well as we touch on in the internship as well. So everything basically Yellowtail, and not only that, to then not just take the skills I have, but to try to improve on the skills I have. And that's everything that Yellowtail instilled in me, since the beginning, when I first applied.
Yeah, and that's super important, not only to keep continuing to improve on the skills you have, but to be aware of the new technologies that are going to replace the ones that you are accustomed to and everything. Mm-hmm. So yep. What do you think it was that made you a successful student in going through the program? Was it was it commitment? Was it study habits? Was it note-taking? What was it?
It was a lot of what you just said. It was commitment. It's not just going, like I tell the students now that I'm mentor through the program. It's not just showing up to class. It's taking that time after class, getting together with your cohort mates. The sessions that we give on the weekends and the sessions that we give on Thursdays, they're mandatory sessions. But I'm telling you, if not every person in my cohort showed up to those weekend sessions, no matter if we had a question or not, just to get on the command line, just to do what we had to do to succeed.
That's awesome. So your cohort was pretty tight too, right? I mean, you guys seem to like really support
we
each other. And
we once the classes were over, we, if we had time, we would jump. I had a professional Zoom from a different job. Another kid had opened up a Google Meet. So between me and him, we would make sure that we had ample time to get together and study that. And supportive. No question was dumb. Ask the questions, get the answers you need, get the work done. My cohort was great.
I agree with that, man. I think questions show intelligence, not ignorance. It's like you got to ask them. I mean, that's how you learn and everything. So tell me a little bit about your experience in the apprenticeship. I know that, some people feel like it's like getting thrown in the deep end without a life preserver. But, how was your experience with it?
It is exactly that. But I think it's that prepares you, because it's just like real life. You're going to have, issues that you don't know. So you're going to, lean on your skills that you were taught to be able to adapt. I mean, it's a famous saying. I think all in IT, everybody says you get paid to Google. So, go to your Google, lean on your, fellow Linux administrator. The apprenticeship, it prepares you, just like real life. That's how it's going to be. All the answers aren't going to be presented to you. All the, things are going to go down. I mean, and not only did we have problems because, what command do I use, or what this? Oops, this server's down, or that server's down, or this server's in maintenance. Welcome to real life. I mean, that's how it's going to be. There's not going to be a day when everything's working the way it's supposed to. But apprenticeship, that prepared you for it.
Yeah, excellent. I said I wanted to get back a little bit, just briefly on the imposter syndrome thing. Like I said, I think it's a pretty natural thing, not just for people in tech, but I think you hear a lot more about imposter syndrome in tech. And I applaud you for kind of powering through it. Tell me what you did to kind of get over that, to move forward. Was it just kind of like head down, here we go?
It was, but I actually have to thank Alan, one of the instructors at Yellowtail Tech. I know he wasn't talking to me when he said it, but it spoke to me. And that Yellowtail is teaching us the basics, so we can say, you know what, look, I don't have 10 years of experience, but I did just pass a Red Hat exam. So if you put me in front of some new technology, I'm gonna blast through it. I'm gonna adapt. I'm gonna learn it. I'm going to adapt. I'm going to be the person that you want on the front lines when it's time to go. So
yeah,
it really spoke to me, and that, okay, fine, maybe I'm not, the best person for the job, but I am a person for the job, and I'm going to learn to adapt and go forward.
Nice. Now, this is your first full-time job in IT?
This is not my first full-time job in IT.
Okay.
That's the thing. I was in IT previously. I've had help desk roles, service desk roles, currently, which is why a lot of the people told me I wasn't going to have a problem finding a job when I finally was ready to find a job. I did not find it as easy as they said I would, but I think it was a little bit easier, maybe because of my previous experience.
This is your first time, though, with a job in Linux?
This is my first role with Linux, though.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Okay.
And as a system administrator. Yes.
Awesome. And without going into a lot of detail, and it could be a simple yes and no, or no answer. has your financial status improved a little bit since you took this role?
I will say that yes, I am. If you could tell by the smile that's starting to form on my face, I
I
am
love asking that
very.
question.
I am. I have seen your previous videos, Rob, and I can see the smile that was forming on their faces, just as the
Yep.
smile that's forming on mine.
And
I
the
will
same
have
here.
to tell you that I have not seen a figure like I have seen on the piece of paper that I was provided. Yes.
Nice, nice. That's awesome, man. So my last question to you, Greg, is what advice do you have for both the current Yellowtail students that are going through the program and those that might be thinking about a career in IT, especially those that don't have IT experience?
I would say it's probably going to sound cliche. I think a lot of people say it. Trust the process. Also, I think another one is, like Nike used to say, just do it. You'll be surprised where you will be in 6 months. You will be surprised where you'll be in a month. I now see it now with one of my students who had no IT background at all, said she never owned a computer, and now she's being able to share her screen on Zoom. She said that was something she never knew how to do, but the more she does it, she's able to do it. She's getting the commands down. Just do it and trust the process. I have seen people with no IT background. If you come to the classes, if you take some of your cohort mates and get together with them on a weekly basis and just stay on the command line, you're gonna go very, very far.